Today we're waxing an underarm. But first, it's your girl Aunt BTSD. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So first things first, with any wax, you're going to go ahead and cleanse the area. And I am using my Harley waxing product, so it is their cleanser and toner. I also am going to be using a soft wax, so I'm going to be applying their pre-wax oil as well. Since I'm using the soft wax, I can kind of saturate the oil a little bit more than what I would normally do with the film or hard wax. So get it nice and moisturized. So we're going to be splitting the underarm into two since the hair grows in different directions and you always want to go with the hair growth, especially for soft wax. You absolutely have to do that. So first we're going down. With this, we're really going to mold the strip to make sure that the wax is going to pick everything up. Definitely use a good amount of pressure. Pull the skin taut and then pull in the opposite direction. Whenever you pull a wax strip, you want to make sure you're pulling it like a book and not pulling straight up. Otherwise, you are 100% going to bruise the skin. So you can see it's picked up a good amount, but obviously there's still some shorter ones and then hairs that were growing in the opposite direction, even in that other area. So we're stretching this skin so that we can get all of it inside all the creases and crevices, since underarms are a weird surface. And this is the tea tree wax from Harley Waxing, their soft wax. So apply your strip and really apply that pressure, mold it, and then pull the skin taut. And then you're going to pull the strip like a book, not straight up. Always apply pressure. It's just going to feel so much better for your client. If you don't, you're kind of evil. So you can see there are some areas that I didn't get. So I'm going to go back in and do what I like to call cleanup strips. I try not to go over the same area more than twice with the soft wax. But if I do, then I can just reapply some oil. But sometimes I'll just go in with the film wax and do a large cleanup strip. But kind of just depends on their skin, depends on the hair, all sorts of things. But I just kept using the soft wax. Her skin can handle it. She also does typically have a good amount of dead skin. So the tea tree soft wax helps get rid of some of those layers so that I can really get in there and get those ingrowns out. You can see there's always going to be some of those shorter hairs if your client is an inconsistent waxer. If they're coming in every 2 or 3 or 4, their wax is just inconsistent, or they're not really doing any aftercare. Another reason could be if they are doing aftercare, they've had trapped ingrowns that are finally starting to surface. So sometimes it's a good thing. It just kind of depends on the client and their skin. So this is me doing another cleanup strip, going a different direction, since sometimes if it doesn't work that first time I go in one direction, I'll go in the other. It's usually pretty easy to tell which direction they're going in, but sometimes we have some of those difficult hairs. So you can kind of experiment with which direction you're going. And some of them, honestly, will just be really stubborn, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But if you can't get to it, then just tweeze it. That's honestly the best solution, because you don't want to wax the skin raw. So here I am just applying another coat of oil, and that's just to moisturize the skin, because I'm not going to be waxing over that area anymore. Whenever you're tweezing, I always recommend stretching the skin so that you don't pull it with your tweezers. I like to also tweeze in the direction of hair growth. It's just a lot more comfortable for your client. Don't pull up, pull in the direction of hair growth. It's just a lot easier that way. You're going to minimize breakage and really pull that hair from the root so that it gets on that same growth cycle as the rest of the hairs that you just waxed. I don't think there were any ingrowns that I really got out, just those little hairs. So enjoy the tweeze. But after I'm done tweezing, I always apply my post-wax moisturizer from Sandyland that I love. It's technically the deck polish, but I use it on pretty much all areas of the body. Then depending on their skin and if they can handle it, I'll do some of the fur oil as well. That's just to really moisturize the areas, especially with underarms. They tend to be a lot drier than other areas of the body. So make sure you're moisturizing your client's skin. If you're the client, make sure you're moisturizing daily. It's really going to help out for your wax. Hope you all enjoyed.